Also love to discuss your traveling art gallery, which you recently debuted. Can you tell us a bit about the truck you're building, your inspiration for it, and the business purpose which you hope to serve with it?
The art truck. This was an idea that it was a second iteration of the mobile art cart. And the mobile art cart, I want to say, debuted in 2017. And I was bringing that with me to art shows. It was an idea that I had maybe in 2016. Jeff helped me build it. And so it would be easier to show up at art shows in a very mobile way and to just go outside publicly and paint. And it had my little logo on it. It had KrissyWhiski.com, the lead people to my website. And it gave a way for me to go out and impromptu just set up easily and interact and engage with people who liked my art. And then right before COVID, we started discussing this as a mobile art gallery. Find a way that I was comfortable with doing things without having to deal with the way that things were. So the mobile art gallery was a way of me kind of having my own art gallery without having a brick and mortar store that I had to drive people to. Instead, wherever I show up with the art, I'm there and people can be exposed to my art. Say, hey, come to this building, come to this art gallery, and drive people to somebody else's business. Galleries, you know how hard that is to bring an audience to you. Now I could pop up and expose people to my art anywhere that I choose to be. So that was the idea of that. And then there's a business around that where in the future, I hope to be bringing this to people at my own events that I curate, different events that want to have me. So I can set up out front of them and expose new people to my art. So the mobile art truck, we've been doing it.
Okay. So a little bit of a switch now to next I would like to discuss your consignment and sales agreements, which I understand contain some custom items. This breaks into multiple questions here, so we'll hit the first one first. What kind of information did you request to be shared with you?
My sales and my commission contracts were custom done by my lawyer, Jen Kreider. She's amazing. She worked on these for me, and it was very important that the information shared with me, that I know where my collectors are, that I have their information, that I know where my art is, that if it is hung and displayed anywhere, because collectors can hang and have displays and exhibitions of their collections, I want to know. I want to know so that my collectors, I view them as a community that supports me and my work, and I want to connect them with each other. And I think if a collector is throwing an exhibition and a piece of my work is in it, if there are anybody else who, even if they're not a collector of my work yet, but they are in that area, that they too are given the opportunity to go see the work. So if I know about something happening, I can be present if I'm able to be. I can alert others who are interested in my work to go see it. So it's important that that's shared with me. It's important if the work is sold or passed on through estates. If it's given to somebody else, that it's important for me to know where the work goes, because I might have a retrospective or an exhibition in the future where I want that work to be visible. And I want the ability to ask, hey, can I have this in this exhibition? It's very important that it's shared there. And you can't do that if you don't know where the work is. So it's important to me to keep those connections. I would hope that it would be important for anybody collecting my work, because that's giving me more visibility, and the work that by putting it on display or putting it on view and exposing more people to it, it's increasing the value of the work. And I want to do that. I'm sure they would want to do that. I think it's important to think of these things in a more long-term way. And so that's why I have special language around my contracts. It's to help boost the value of the work, and also help the collectors. I mean, at some point, I'm going to be long gone, and my work is going to need to be authenticated. And if we know where it is and what it is and where it's gone to, there won't be fakes showing up, because it'll all be very well documented and kept track of. And we want that. Because I don't want people just trying to sell other people fakes and taking advantage of people. That's not a good scene.
How do you think
I have given this contract to a couple of my collectors who have purchased. Before I ever asked them to sign it, I made sure that they were okay with the terms in it and asked them for feedback on what they thought of it. And so far, I haven't had any complaints. There were some questions, and I answered them. And I'm getting better at answering them, because at first it was kind of hard to answer them and I answer them, and I'm getting better at answering those questions as time goes on. But I haven't really had any pushback on any of the things that are in the contract. I think it protects both me and them, my sales and my commission contracts. And what was the rest of the question? ADHD brain.
Any feedback?
Any feedback?
All right, so like things to sort of say, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like you've used this in a couple sales so far. One of the sales was actually to another lawyer. That lawyer
Yes.
actually found it to be fine, no issue with it. There's a chance that I think this could push some relationships with certain types of collectors who don't want to be known by an artist. So if there's like a broker in between, stuff along those times, right? Like there's a chance that could, but we haven't heard any feedback from any of them yet
We
to know
haven't
that
gone
that's a
there yet.
problem. So I think that's sort of where that's at there.
Yeah.